let's talk about LED lighting. What? This thing has an active switch on it. It's really a lot of fun to play with. So let's go ahead and use another one. I have several of these. So I'm just going to use another one right here just to light myself really quick. This is a new light from Pergear. Now I've got another one lighting me right now with a little diffuser on it. And you know, here's the retail box for it right here. Okay, here's everything that comes with the kit. You get the light itself with one battery already plugged in. And of course, this has the air switch. The box, obviously. And then you get, additionally, 2 batteries, an adapter for the charger for a car, and then the charger, which has the pop-out wall unit on the back of it. And then you get the diffuser and, of course, the instructions. I just wanted to show you guys the difference between this and these. Now, this is a 198 LED Flashpoint, also known as Aputure. These come in all kinds of different brands. Now, I've been using these lights, this style light, for the last couple of years, and I really like these, but there are issues with them. Notice how on the back here I've got one with black knobs and one with red knobs. But this has one cool feature that I liked about it at first, and it has this little removable hot shoe adapter thing right here that you can just pull off and slide on. And now the cool thing about this is you can stack these, so you can slide them together and kind of make your own light bar. The biggest problem is when I turn these on here, let me just show you what the issue is. And it's hard to see in the video, but these are actually 2 different colors. So that's kind of a problem. Black knobs, 5300K on the daylight setting. Red knobs, 5600K on the daylight setting. So it just depends on which one you like, but keep that in mind if you ever go this route. The only good feature about these is that they stack together. Now the biggest problem is this hot shoe slides out. So putting these on the end of booms, a lot of times I've actually had the light just slide right off and fall onto whatever it is that I'm shooting. Becomes a problem. So I started looking for new lights. And Pergear, these guys actually sent me this little unit right here. Same idea, where it has the Sony video battery, the FP 55s that you can put on here. It doesn't matter if it's this size or another one. It goes from super warm to super cool. And so this is supposed to be the equivalent of 2700K or halogen lights. And then this is the equivalent of daylight. And this actually works really well. Now, the main difference between these 2 lights is, you know, obviously this one, I need to get it to where I can hold these things. Obviously this one's slightly smaller and it's lighter. They both take the same style of battery. I've got a double stack on this one, regular battery on this one. But this one has a GoPro style mount which allows you to tilt right off the bat. These do come with a mount, but the mount is terrible. The plastic nickels that come with this just don't last very long. Eventually they will break. So that's always an issue. Why would you use these kind of lights? Well, if you're a videographer on the go, you want to use this on top of the camera, and that's pretty much what it looks like. It's very easy to use. And once it's on, you know, the air switch is on the top, and this makes it handy to turn on and off when you're in a rush without having to reset your settings. So if you want this at mid-power, half the K, then you can just wave your arm over it. The advantage that this has over these lights is you can plug this into a 12-volt DC outlet. And it's a very common outlet, and it works fine, continuous. You can run it for as long as you possibly can, or you can change the batteries out. And like I said, it's got a GoPro mount, so that just makes it extremely practical. Right now I'm recording this at 30 frames per second at f2.8 at ISO 640. Now, the one on the right is the Pergear light, and you can see it's just slightly smaller, and it has one extra row of LEDs. And then on the other side, we've got the Aputure 198, and they're both at full power, and they're both on the daylight setting. Now, let me go ahead and increase my f-stop here, and I'll bring this way down so we can see a major difference. Now, this is at f8. So right now, we can see that at f8, the Pergear is a stop brighter. I'm going to go ahead and stop this down again just to show you. Okay, so this is at f11. From f8, that's one full major stop difference. Now let me go ahead and crank this back up. Now the other thing that you'll notice here, let me bring this up to f5.6. Notice the difference in temperature. The Pergear, I'd say, is probably dead on daylight mode. And the Aputure is just slightly warmer. Okay, so on warm mode, they're very close to each other. But this you can definitely tell that the Pergear is a full stop brighter. This is how these LED lights work. So the full amount of the LEDs isn't on all the time unless you go halfway between the color balance. And that would be halfway. That doesn't actually necessarily make it brighter or increase coverage at all. What it does do is it just transfers half the power between either the daylight LEDs or the warm LEDs. So, you know, if you go halfway in between and try to get everything illuminated, they're actually all illuminated at half power. So it's always the same power going through. Oh look, it's Happy Robot Baby. So this is with the forward light, and this is with the Pergear in front. And I just have it set off to the side, not very close. And this is at its lowest power setting. And we're at a 30th of a second at ISO 640 and f2.8. We can change the temperature of his accent light and turn it up. And this will kind of create a mood. You can see from this lighting that this actually works pretty good. You know, we've got light coming in from the side. This is warmer. And we've got this cool light off to the side, so we're actually creating kind of a mood. And we could turn this down, way down, and bring it in close. Not close enough to where you actually see it in the shot. So this actually creates kind of a nice mixed look. And this is why I like to use this a lot for product photography. It just makes total sense. Now the other thing that I do when I'm shooting product is if we bring this forward, this is so strange doing it this way because I never do anything like this. And we'll bring this back and we put the light directly behind him, just where you can't see it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crank it all the way up. A big piece of foam core. And now you can see, because we've got 4 feet from Happy Robot Baby to the wall, we're blowing out our background completely white. So, you know, this is how I'm able to actually shoot product. Something like this. Now we have the sinister look. I can't help it. Sometimes I get carried away with lighting, but I actually do love playing with lighting quite a bit. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Otherwise, we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.